Hey everybody, Blood Moon Bobby here. Welcome to our live stream. Just waiting for Gabby to come on. I'm calling her right now. Whoa. Gabby, you there? I, no, I can't. I can't hear. You sound really distant. Okay. Somebody in our live chat is giving a whole bunch of star or hints. Hmm. Hey, what's up, Lindsay Eli? If I'm saying your name right, she's posting a lot of these like star hints. Like she just posted um, the number $650 and B4. Yeah, yeah. For the people watching, yeah, we're just gonna try again. Once again, for the people watching, if you have any of your own fan theories, what we're gonna do. Hold on. Excuse me. Do is we will start on our own sort of fan theories. I've got several of these screenshots here. You could see the first one we'll be discussing is the Marco clones. So, hold on a second. My audio seems.
Hello.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you
Okay, cool,
sound
cool.
super
All right.
audible right now. Right. So here we are,
Yay!
Gabby. We are officially live streaming today.
Woo!
Yes.
I'm gonna need this.
Yeah. So, so Gabby, you have the screenshots that I sent you, right?
Yes.
Right. So we'll
I
go in.
haven't gotten a chance to take a peek at them,
Hmm.
but
But
I
you
got them.
actually just finally got around to seeing the teasers last night, right? Did you see both of them?
Yes, I saw both of them.
Cool. So
That
the
is something. I'm excited.
yeah, yeah. Because I did my own teaser discussion, but when I did that one, I was just so blown away for them. I didn't really get a chance to process, connecting the dots. And I know ever since that teaser
Oh,
came
okay.
out, lots of people have been like coming up with their own fan theories about what could possibly happen, including Curse of the Blood Moon, which we will discuss later on in this live discussion. So, yeah, but ever since then, I started thinking about the theories that both you and I have sort of cooked up. And we will discuss one
I,
particular one that I found on Reddit, but I don't want to make this live discussion all about the theories from other people because I want to concentrate on like the ones we came up with, because after all, it is our own show. But for the people watching it, I know there's already somebody who's like giving a lot of star references in my live chat discussion. For the people watching, if you have anything to add on to our own fan theories, please be sure to let us know. And when we get to the end of our own discussion, we'll if the people watching have their own theories they want us to discuss, we'll talk about them. So, is that good?
yeah.
All right. I'm hoping to expect a lot of the Star fans that I talk to on like Twitter and Instagram to come by at some point today. So, right.
Yay! The
And
more the merrier, guys.
yeah, and right before we get started, I know that before I started the stream, I had a picture saying that I will be attending the Blood Moon Ball Gallery Nucleus event. And Gabby, you just got a ticket last night, right?
I did.
So
I got it.
yeah, so we're going to the event. My sis is also coming along to the event, and just in general, really excited to go. I'm kind of hoping this won't be like the last time we get to see Darren FC, especially since
Oh,
even though they announced some of the season 4 episodes, that's not the entire list. Like Darren said, that's not the entire list. So I
oh
don't know.
right.
Well, hopefully, we'll get something. Ooh, internet. Oh, okay. So we're back on. But anyway, let's go ahead. So we're going in the order that I sent you. So let's actually start off with the Marco clones.
Let's see. Is that going to be one?
Yes,
Oh my
the
God, yes.
the one with
Okay.
Jana and the Marco clones.
I'm scared.
Sca-
I'm scared. She has an evil look on her face.
But Jana always has that kind
Something.
of smirky look on her face, where he's just like, see, I can't really do it myself. But yeah, like now when I saw this in the trailer, after I saw the teaser, I was kind of thinking, does this have something to do with Hekapoo?
That could very well be it.
I mean,
Possibly.
I mean, who else? Who else can we really think of in terms of a star character who uses clones as one of his or her superpowers?
That's very true. That's very true.
I guess the only question you hear is that up until now we haven't really seen Hekapoo like give that sort of cloning power to like another person. I mean, come to think of it, is it even really possible? Like, I mean, I'm trying to think. Do you think it might even have something to do with Marco using the wand, or I kind of feel that's going a bit too far, just in terms of what could it possibly be. But what do you think, Gabby? Does it have something to do with Hekapoo maybe giving Marco this cloning power, or do you think maybe Jana figured something out?
Well, I mean, Jenna's there, so I'm wondering what she's doing there. Like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. um, I do agree with you. It does seem possible that Hekapoo may have had something to do with this. How? I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been like something's revealed where she's able to do it herself. She does something to Marco. I have no idea.
I'm honestly
But
wondering if
yeah.
maybe, let's say, Jana is like looking around Hekapoo's lair and she figures out, I mean, well, it's probably written in the Lower Munian, but she figures out like some way to get to like try clones, like, do her own sort of cloning ability, and she somehow passes it on to Marco.
Yeah, I feel like that could make a lot. Though Marco doesn't seem very worried unless it's him watching her do that and we're just watching his.
Yeah, I don't know because it's weird though. Like you would think that if it's Marco, he'd be really freaked out. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's actually the clones
Exactly.
themselves. Like maybe it's the particular clones. Like it's their like mindset of because they have this really like crazed look in their face.
Yeah. And it seems like they're facing some sort of like opponent,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I'm thinking where it's like, it's like a some sort of save that comes up.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're fighting or how they figure that out or what, but yeah. Main thing I see that Jenna found something out. Marco's like, heck yes, let's kick some butt.
Mm-hmm. Or who knows? Maybe it's the case where Jana is in a sticky situation and she's like, "Oh, I got my Marco clones."
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's pretty much what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Because because it's not
Oh,
like Jenna to sort of freak out. Like it's almost the kind of thing where she would do this without any kind of question. Like oh, I've got the Mark
exactly.
Olympics. See, so yeah. But I guess we'll have to find out. Well, we're gonna find out when the episode, whenever it is, comes out. So Okay, so moving on to the next image. The Tortas Ahogadas.
Tortas ahogadas.
Yeah, I know I
I love
said.
tortas.
Hmm.
Yes, they not one particularly fond of ahogadas.
Hmm. Yeah, like I know I said in my trailer discussion, I was like, what's a Tortas Ahogadas? It's weird because I know what a torta is. Like my dad insists.
Yeah, my we have a lady who helps us clean up the
Oh,
house every once in a while. And she heard me say it. She's like, "Woo!"
dang. Okay, but basically, people
No,
don't.
no tengo.
Well,
No. Oh, ¿hora? 2:14. 2:14. Oh, sorry, she was asking me for the time.
oh, okay, but anyway, so basically, we like if people don't know, tortas are sandwich. But what's the difference with a tortas ahogadas, Gabby? Like just to
Oh,
clarify.
hold on a moment.
All right,
Perdón?
all right, muting it so that Gabby could get a second's privacy.
The main difference, because there's all different kinds of stuff you can put in a torta. What makes a torta is the kind of bread. It's either going to be a bolillo or a telera, which
Mm-hmm.
looks similar. A telera is just going to be a little smaller. Um, but you can fill it with anything: beef, ham, eggs. But what makes it a torta ahogada or drowned torta is the sauce. If you notice, they're just drenched in a kind of sauce. And that
Yeah,
actually looks really neat and clean. But if you see a torta ahogada, it's drowned, like it's drenched. The bread soaks in the sauce, and you just pick it up like a wet burrito. If you know what a wet burrito is.
mm-hmm.
Which I feel like that's more of a thing here than in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's basically the same thing where you just like you just drench it in a bunch of sauce and you can just eat it like. I don't know if I've seen it garnished like they have them garnished there, but that does look good.
Yeah, probably. So, but I don't. But I wanted to bring this image up because, like, I'm kind of wondering if you look at the background of this image, it looks like it's spelling out the word "earth turd" or something like that.
Ha ha ha! Yes. Oh, excuse me. I'm
Hmm.
so sorry.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Ugh.
I'm turning down the volume so that you get a second to chat. So yeah, so basically, I really wanted to discuss the image with Gabby because I believe I said in my trailer discussion that it's kind of weird how it looks like Marco and Kelly. I don't know what it is. It looks like they're in some sort of a cooking competition because Marco was like, "Oh, I didn't get to show off my recipe for tortas ahogadas." And yes, Lindsay, Eli, yeah, it does seem to say earth tort, so it's like, what the heck is going on? I'm wondering, if it's some sort of a cooking competition. And cooking is kind of, I don't know if you would use the word theme, but it's kind of a thing you see a lot as far as what we know about season 4 so far, with like Moon and the Pies, and now we got Marco and Kelly and looks like cooking competition.
I'm back. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Hey, Gabby, just know that if either of us have to step out for a second, I'll turn down the volume for either side so that we can have
Okay.
a moment.
Alright,
So
thank
don't worry about it.
you. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. I know, guys. I'm not used to this. Is my first time doing live. I don't.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Now that well, I've done my fair share of YouTube live streams, but really wanted to do this live today since I know that I have quite a vocal star um for the community. So,
Oh yeah.
hmm yeah,
Woo. So where were we about the tortas ahogadas?
the for some reason the scene has a sign that appears to have the word Earth Turd, so I'm like wondering, is this some sort of a cooking competition? Yeah,
That's
because.
what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking. It smells of a cooking competition, and I would not be surprised if they did take that. You know who I imagine Princess Ponyhead being like, yeah, that's your name. I signed you up for it.
Ooh, okay. Because I kind of find it, because now that you mention Ponyhead, I mentioned before that found it kind of weird. How come Star isn't on this team? But do you think maybe it's possible it's part of, because you know how Ponyhead kind of has that rivalry with Marco in terms of like, Star is my one best friend. So do you think it's possible
Mhm.
maybe she split them into different teams and maybe she's on a maybe let's say a different team with Star?
Maybe. Though I feel like what she would want to do more than anything is, I don't know, if I were in Ponyhead and I had that kind of idea, I would more so go for teaming up with Marco and purposefully sabotaging his food.
Whoa, oh, oh, that's even worse.
I know, but that's just me thinking like ultimate worst.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah,
but yeah, maybe.
mhm. I mean, I
She could
just
have at least messed with the name. I feel like she found out that he signed up and was like, ha ha ha, you're gonna be named Earth Turd.
like I'm gonna put him under this sign that says something something Earth Turd. Like,
Yes,
or who knows? Maybe that sign says Kelly and Earth Turd.
that sounds like that's what it says.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it says.
Mm-hmm.
More likely than not. Ooh, or
Yeah.
maybe he just embraced it. Maybe he just embraced it. It's like, yep, I'm Earth Turd. Okay.
I. I don't know. You would think that even now Marco would be super defensive in terms of like
I don't know. I don't think he'd be super defensive. I think he'd be like, well,
or at
I've
least he would
had
be
to
like,
fight a giant evil monster countless times, several different monsters.
mm-hmm.
I've been thrown into random dimensions. I've had all this shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck anymore about. Oh, that was a bit
I,
strong.
Gabby,
But
it's
yeah,
cool.
but
It's
I
cool.
don't care. I don't care about any nicknames or like insults or anything. It's
Mm,
like there, gay.
yeah, or at the very least,
He
Marco's
doesn't
just like,
seem worried about it anyway. He doesn't
mm-hmm.
seem too worried about it.
Yeah. I mean, I mentioned it's kind of funny because as you would think that they would want to team up with Star because as we saw in the Japanese trailer, this season they're going to be doing a lot of pie making because Star's or his family has a history of like, making pies. Like her grandmother Comet would make pies as a sort of peace offering. So you would think they'd be like working together, but I don't know.
You know what this could also be?
What?
Talking about how he wanted to show off the recipe, his dad's recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if it's like a cooking show. Like,
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
hey guys! Like, like Food Channel cooking show.
yeah, it's like their version of Sliced or that kind of a thing.
No,
Or
no, 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 no. Like cooking with blah blah blah. Like cooking with Kelly and her third. Yay!
yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's
like
funny.
Ponyhead wants to like just just kind of like feed off of their internet popularity.
Hmm.
And she's like in the background, she's the director recording everything.
Yeah,
I
that
would
could also
watch
be
that.
awesome. I mean, that's funny because like I think yesterday I came across somebody speculating that this particular scene. Might even be taking place in. Remember, there was one of the names of the episodes was the Ponyhead Show.
Yes! Oh my god!
Yeah, And now at
I
this
can see
point,
that
I'm
now.
pretty convinced. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced. And I'm not just agreeing with fan theories just for the sake of it. I'm just like, yeah, it sounds really reasonable. It's weird, though, because we thought the Ponyhead show would involve Eclipse's makeover. So I guess it's like,
That could be it. This is a cooking segment. That's a
mhm.
makeup segment. Cause you know one of those like variety shows, right? Am I getting this right? Kind of like an Ellen type of thing, sort of. But like a more generalized, common one where it's more like, okay, we're gonna cook this recipe now with our guest, blah,
I don't want to
yeah.
see Ponyhead do a talk show. That's like I get what you're saying, but it's just like ooh, the
I
Ponyhead
can
talk
see that.
show.
I can see that now. It's like, see, guys, we're gonna turn this drab, sad person into fab. We're gonna deck her all out. She's gonna look amazing.
Hmm. And what is this? Is this going to be like on Ponyhead's YouTube or whatever cheesy nickname they'll give YouTube in the show? Because after all, Star
Yes.
is the same show that came up with the idea of having Tom wear a shirt that's as cold as ice. Like, instead of cool as ice.
Oh.
And I'm just like, at this point, I'm just so. Well, I'm just like, of course they would do that. So it's just like, maybe. Yeah, I mean. So I guess it's
I'm gonna
possible.
laugh if that's what it is. I'm gonna laugh so hard.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah, at this point, I'm just wondering, that could be the case where it's like a super variety talk show, or it could be a case where it's like it could be either or, you know. So,
Oh yeah, definitely.
but then again, notice on Marco and Kelly's aprons they have this sort of pony head looking logo. So,
Yes, I just noticed that. Oh my god. I'm extremely convinced now. I'm dead
hmm
set. That's what it's gonna be.
but I don't know. What do you think Star's going to be doing throughout all this, or they're just going to have Kelly and Irv? And did
I
I just
think.
call Marco Earth Turd? Wow.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, Marco and Adam MacArthur, if you're watching this video. But
Um,
anyway, so do
I
you
feel
think
like
now?
she's gonna be like a kind of like a co-host type of thing. If it was that,
Mm-hmm.
like I could see her as a co-host where they're like running the show together.
Yeah. So yeah, now I'm just thinking it's either a competition with like other contestants, or as you said, maybe it's just a thing where Marco and Kelly are demonstrating how to cook something.
Yeah, cause it sounds more like they're trying to showcase like recipes where it's kind of like showing the ins and outs of it, like how you make it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
From the bait of the clip that we got to see, cause I feel like if they were in a competition
Mm-hmm.
and Marco heard that time was up, he'd be freaking the heck out because he wouldn't have his dishes ready.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's all like, "Oh, it's done. I didn't even get to make one of my favorite recipes."
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's more like something where you like want to show how it's made, you want to teach. It's like kind of like a cooking segment. So I'm not as convinced it's going to be like a cook-off.
Mm-hmm.
Adios.
But we'll have to wait and see. But it is really interesting though if it is a case where we're gonna see in this episode both this cooking segment and the Eclipse makeover.
Oh yes, it's gonna be fun. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't go wrong if the episode's gonna be if this is from the Ponyhead show episode.
Oh, it seems so fitting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely does.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
try to like freaking. Yeah, nope. Don't mind me. Just there you
yeah.
go.
Actually, give
That's
me a
better.
second. I'm trying to find like no, not that one. No. Let's actually. I was gonna go into
Oh my god. Why does Ludo look like a clown?
Yeah, that's when I'm. First of all, like I don't. Well, it shouldn't really come as a surprise to people who follow the show that Ludo is coming back. I guess it's kind of abrupt that like the last time we saw Ludo, he was not feeling well. The G-rated version.
My memory is really bad right
Like
now. I don't
remember he
remember.
was like his brother Dennis tried to meet him, but
Oh yeah, he fell off the edge. He did. That's what he did. Ooh.
mm-hmm.
Yes, I remember now. Mm.
Yeah. So, it's funny and at the very end of the episode he was like, "I'm coming for you, Star and Marco."
If it was anyone else than Ludo, I would be more concerned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, we got a commenter Sarah package. She was like, "Ludo, yeah." And also, I like
Yeah!
how her profile picture is of Star and Marco dancing at the Blood Moon Ball. Which, speaking of the Blood Moon Ball,
Aww.
guess what I made the other day? And she was like, "I hope we
Yes!
see Dennis." You guys see this? This looks really cheap, even cruddy.
I
Starco
don't
flag.
have a flag.
I really should get you one, but yeah, if you guys have seen this design before, this is my version of the Starco flag. I've actually made designs for a lot of the well-known starships, like Markapu, and even Kelko.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
Oh yeah,
and Sarah really likes it. I'm glad you really like it, Sarah. But anyway, back to Ludo. So yeah, it's weird. Not only is Ludo coming back, there's even like you even briefly see a scene where he's riding on Eagle. Oh,
Oh, he's riding on Eagle. Sorry, my phone was like.
so it's just so yeah, and there's even like a clip where we see the monsters he used to work with.
What clip
Did you
was
see?
that?
It was in the first promo. Like we saw like the I forgot his name though. I think his name is Manarm. He was like the crocodile-looking monster with the human, and it was like for a very brief split
Oh
second. So
yeah. Wait,
yeah, I
Ludo
mean I
worked
don't
with
think
him?
we saw
Wasn't
them.
it? Wasn't it? Wasn't the crocodile guy with what's her name? She's a baby now.
Um, no, that's not. No, it's a different character. It's not Rastakor.
Oh okay. Oh okay. There was another guy who looked almost like that, huh? It was like there was two of them. Okay, my memory's horrible.
Hmm
Don't do this.
But yeah, so I guess it's really weird. Sarah asks, "Do you think we will see Dennis?" I think it's fair to say.
Possibly.
Yeah, I think it's fair that because like it is clear that Dennis is really caring brother, so I think it's fair to expect him to come back. To what capacity though is still I would say up in the air because we don't really at least we've only seen Dennis in a couple episodes. I mean, who knows? For all we know, what if he tries to like help Star and Marco out to like kind of save Ludo? You know what I'm saying?
Possibly. The main thing I'd see Dennis doing is just trying to stop his brother.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. He's like, you gotta help me. Ludo is, he's going doolally all over again.
Ah,
Yeah, I use the word doolally because I watch a lot of Hell's Kitchen. But yeah,
and he seems decently proactive too, in the sense where he's not just gonna sit there.
hmm yeah. Sarah says Dennis is a great character. He makes Ludo sympathetic.
Oh, he does. He
Mm,
really does.
yeah, but anyway, bit of phlegm in my throat. But anyway, what I wanted to bring up this particular image of Ludo in the clown suit because remember the last time we saw Ludo in a clown suit?
No.
Bon Bon the birthday clown.
He ended up dressing like a clown?
Yeah, remember when Star and Janet were trying to reawaken Bon Bon, and then Ludo comes up in that really freaky clown makeup, and their little battle. It's the one where he stole the magic book of spells.
Oh my god.
You know.
I don't know why I had that memory is just completely wiped out. I definitely remember the bonbon.
Yeah.
But I don't remember Luna dressing up as a clown.
Well, yeah, he dressed up as a clown to sort of foil Star and Jana.
Okay, that would explain it.
Yeah, so I'm just like I'm really curious as to why is he in the clown makeup. I have this one theory. It honestly doesn't have much rooting, but I still think it's possible. Like it's one that like I wouldn't be surprised if it's not true at all, and I'm just being crazy. Like I'm kind of wondering because you see him in the clown makeup. Remember what happened at the end of Bon Bon where Ludo gets thrown into that portal?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I'm kind of wondering, like, this is honest. This is honestly more of a a crackpot sort of theory. Like, what if it turns out that Ludo, that like the Ludo we see, is of another dimension, and the Ludo that we usually follow is somebody else. Like, it's like something out of The Girl Who Leapt Through Time or that kind of thing.
So you're talking more of kind of like a multiverse type of thing.
Yeah,
Possibly.
yeah.
I mean, there's already implications of a multiverse since there are multiple dimensions that you jump through.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a lot of footing though. Like I wish I rewatched the episode because I'm trying to remember. Did Ludo get like dumped somewhere after he got sucked into that
I
portal?
can't remember. For some reason, my memory is just,
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
you guys know my memory is near horrible.
Yeah.
It's not very
Because
good,
I do
guys. I'm
definitely know there's
sorry.
implications of a multiverse. If you guys remember the Math Magic episode, you remember where Omnitrax's Prime says, in different dimensions, Star looks a bit different. In one place she looks like a pizza, in one place she's in her goth outfit, in one place she's in her blood moon ball
Yeah, and
gown.
there's even like a cat one. I
Yeah,
remember.
the cats with
Yeah.
the human faces, led by Queen Cashew.
Oh God.
Yeah, literally named after Darren FC's own cat.
Aww.
So, but I don't know. But this whole like theory of maybe it's Ludo in another multiverse is kind of it's a bit too like crackpot for me. Or it could be possible that maybe the Star Marco get Ludo to who work for him, and they have to like put them in this comic as this kind of like disguise,
Possibly.
or it's that Ludo he just wants to go back in his clown outfit to look scary and stuff, and something goes wrong and he's spinning through the galaxy.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's weird because I feel like I don't have a lot of like footing with these theories, but it's just like it's so like I hate to pull a line from a Master of Disguise, but it's just like it's so crazy. It just might
Just
work.
might work.
But I don't know. What do you think, Abby? What do you think we're looking at here?
I'm thinking the same thing.
Um,
Ah,
what that all?
like I feel like it could. I think it could be. I don't think it's absolutely crazy to think that it is that.
Mm-hmm.
To think that it's going to play a big part may be the bigger question, because who knows, this might just be like a tiny part we just see randomly in some episode, and the big picture is actually who's looking at that. Like let's say Ludo gets thrown in again into a dimension, and he's looking at himself through there,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's him looking at him at another version of himself where he's still in the clown outfit.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Or do you think it's possible that I know you kind of mentioned this, but is it possible that like Ludo is like looking back through time, and this is a past version of himself? Is that
Like
what you're
a
getting at?
flashback?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it could be a flashback, but not in the sense of him actually being, like, going through time, because I don't think that's a big thing. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's more he's finding himself in space, because we got the concept of space and time.
Yeah.
But there would be a dimension where Ludo is in that that point in time,
Mm-hmm.
going through the same portal that he did previously at the same time that he's going through this new portal and meets with himself.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense? It's less so going through time and more so going through space.
Yeah, it's possible too.
Yeah.
I know it's so weird that like I'm making such a big like stink about this very split second, but it's just kind of weird that's like after all this time because
It's so random that they point this out though, like, okay, why are we seeing Ludo back in the clown suit? What's gonna happen?
uh-huh.
Is he starting a circus? I don't know.
Now somebody is gonna come up with like this like fanfic where Ludo gets back with his monsters. I guess you can say to like cure his madness, and he starts a circus, and
Oh
then
my god.
and then some twisted
Yes.
person is gonna like make it seem like a scene out of Black Swan where Ludo is like being an
Oh.
ultra perfectionist and going mad. Here I go again being all fan fictiony and yeah.
Oh jeez. No, I pictured him doing like a Greatest Showman type thing. It was like, we're gonna do it, guys. It's gonna work.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like to see that, but but basically, this scene, it's just like, yeah, it's so weird to bring up because the last time we saw Ludo and the Clown outfit was back in season 2. Like that was when Bon Bon the Birthday Clown came up.
Yeah, that was a while back.
So it's kind of weird that like they picked this, even if it's for a split second, this one scene where he's in this particular outfit. After all this time.
I feel like they might have just picked it out to add to the trailer just because of how random it is.
Mm-hmm.
That
But
could
it's
very much. Uh huh.
But it's kind of alarming too. Like because it even gets me questioning: is this like alternate timeline, or is this
I can't remember. Does he actually say anything at this point, or is it just the image of him?
No, I think he just kind of screams like in his Ludo-ish, where he's like, ah!
Okay.
So yeah, so it's really interesting to bring up. Moving on to
Okay.
Future Marco.
Yeah, let's do this.
Which, oh my, so yeah, Future Marco is coming back, and I have in this particular scene where
Nachos.
he kisses Nachos and stars
Oh.
on his back.
I love nachos.
hmm
I wanna pet her.
Yeah. This isn't really a like fan theory for me. I'm just wondering, how does Marco get back into being future Marco? Because I'm honestly a little confused. Because we did see him before in that episode before Deep Dive. But it's just like, how does he get back into being future Marco?
Well, hasn't he actually been continuing visiting there? Or is that just me? Because, like, Hekapoo gave him scissors.
Mm-hmm.
So, it means more likely than not, he can just go there whenever he wants.
Yeah. But I'm just just trying to make these timelines work. I know there's an answer there, but I'm just is it that if when Marco goes to like a particular or like dimension, like if it's all the way, years from now, that's how he gets back into being future Marco?
I feel like he'd have to go to the same dimension, though.
Yeah, I'm wondering too.
Abs.
Yeah. Oh god, please don't do that stupid close up all over again. I can't like every time if I'm doing like a sort of whenever I do videos discussing Star and I have to come across that image like if I need to get a screenshot from Running with Scissors, I just think of that scene in regular show where the character falls on Muscle Man's pecs and he's like, "Oh man, you burned my face!" Like, you remember that? Have you seen that episode regular show, Gaby?
I don't think I have. I don't think I have. That
Yeah,
sounds
because
hilarious.
Muscle Man works out too much, and his flopping pecs. I'm making this video sound ridiculous. Is like he works out too much, and now he's attracting all the girls. And when the guys are like, "Hey, give us our ladies back," if they even touch it, like one guy accidentally gets his hands on the pecs. His hand like just disappears, like it's gone.
Oh,
It's just smoke. It's
that's,
just a stump. It's just like, oh.
That's grody.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Muscle Man. I'm picturing this with Muscle Man. And
Yeah.
Oh god.
Just yeah. I'm just like, please don't do that with this show. Oh, although It would be
He
really...
looks, Marco looks nice. He looks nice, not like Muscle Man.
Yeah. Although, wouldn't it be really kind of creepy if, like, let's say a character accidentally gets their... it's tempting for them to do this. Hands on Marco's ass, and it's like, ah! And then, flaming stump.
I feel more than that, it would just be like, it'll just become extremely glossy and glittery.
Okay.
Just like, ah, my head's shiny now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be beautiful.
Moment of irony there. But, okay, it's kind of weird. So, basically, what we're getting out of this image is that, future Marco is coming back. There's a, very brief scene. I know there's, a couple scenes in one of the teasers where it looks like he's, like, fighting off ghosts, and there's this one particular character he's dealing with. Do you remember, Gaby?
Ghosts. I don't remember anything about ghosts.
Let me see if I could bring this up.
Whew, should I feel like I should look at the promos again, just so that I can have my
I'll show
brain
you
refreshed.
through the my webcam. Like, we had this particular...
Oh, hey, I see us. Hi, us.
Do you see Gaby with the ghosts?
Oh, the part with Eclipse. See,
Mhm.
that's mainly what I saw. My eyes were like Eclipse. But yeah, wow, I'd forgotten about that. I didn't notice it was ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she said anything in that part either, huh?
Who?
Well, anyone actually. I don't even think
No.
Marco talked.
But I know there's like this other scene where he gets in a fight with this character. I don't know if you guys could see it.
Oh, jeez. I think that was really quick. I barely got to see that.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really see much other than, whoa, she's got a skull on, like, her belt, and what is that weapon? It looks like some kind of swordish looking thing, but yeah.
Let me see. Again? Or I'll probably try to find the thing. I should find the promo. That's what I should do. Okay.
Yeah, this character, but we can't really say much about her only because I can't really think of much to say. This is somebody that I don't
Is
think
that
we've seen
from
much before.
from which promo is that one?
It was the one that was originally posted on Twitter. But you can find, somebody did upload it to YouTube.
Yeah, because I saw both of them on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through. Oh my God! I saw the Ludo thing. Oh, the freaking monkey. Okay. Oh, and I see the guys you were talking about that Ludo worked with.
Yeah. Oh wait, it wasn't in that.
Oh. Okay, I saw Marco, future Marco fighting the ghosts.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and there you go. Marco is actually there. Like, the original Marco is actually there when the clones come out. So that's a clue. Going over this, taking advantage since we're already doing this.
Yeah. Can't really say.
Oh, I think I pulled out the wrong one then, because she didn't come out.
Yeah. But I don't know, it doesn't like really matter because, like I said, we haven't really seen the character before. There's honestly not much we could say other than, oh wow, Marco is like, future Marco's got way more opponents this time than just the Hecapoo clones.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I think I heard somebody somewhere bring up, what if Star tries to get a future version of herself?
Depends how she's gonna end up. Like, is she gonna want to be equally muscly and buff like Marco? I can see that. I can totally see that. I could totally see her just being like, we will be both together. It'll be amazing.
Mm, I, I'm sure somebody in the fan art community has already come up with something like that.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Let's talk about this next picture, though,
Yeah.
because it's interesting. And I'm staring at it like, yes.
Ooh, the
Oh,
Curse of the
yes.
Blood Moon?
Yes.
Oh boy. Yeah, this is
Let's hear
easily the
it.
most discussed episode of the ones we know that are coming in season 4. I'm even, shocked that they're going back to to this. So, what did we talk about in the previous video? We brought up, what's the Curse of the Blood Moon?
Yeah, I was thinking that it was kind of like a like a two-way type of deal where it starts off seeming like something bad, but it ends up being something good.
Mm-hmm.
What or how? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, because I think for this one, it would be like irresponsible of us not to talk about what the fan community has been saying.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
a
Let's
lot of
hear this.
people, are speculating, what if they have to recreate the Blood Moon Ball? Like, apparently there's, like, a horror movie cliche, like, they have to go back to the same house to break the curse. Since you're the horror, you're way more familiar with
Yes,
horror.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. You know, you go back to where it happened to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even with like just horror themed episodes, like in regular show when you have the whole thing. You remember that one episode where more was it Rigby? Rigby like summons this like creepy version of himself out of the mirror.
Oh, yes, yes,
He
yes,
had to
yes,
do
I
that there too.
remember.
He had to go back to the mirror. He had to go back to the mirror, write whatever he wrote.
He has to say
The
his
opposite.
name backwards. That's how
Yeah.
he defeated
Okay.
that.
Yeah, he had to do
Spirit.
that. But if you notice, that's the thing. Like you go back to where it happened, and you're like, okay. Also, there's a strong concept going around, especially when you're talking about spirits, that they are very attached to areas.
Mm-hmm.
They can, at least as how the concept goes, attach to 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 people and move, but for the most part, they're going to be very much attached to areas. So the idea of having to go back to the haunted house, or even in other movies that aren't even horror, like Groundhog Day. He relives the same day over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty common type of kind of thing. Though I don't know how that would play in here.
Yeah, and this is where the... Oh, go on, Gaby.
Unless what I'm thinking is they sort of don't treat like they don't take what the whole meaning of the blood moon is seriously. You know, be like, oh, okay, whatever. Tom wants to be with Star, and you know, he's gonna throw a fit if something doesn't happen. So it's like, oh, okay, whatever. And then the blood moons, you're like, you danced with Marco, now you gotta be with Marco, or something like that.
Yeah, this is
You get me?
exactly where the fan community came in. I noticed there's
Okay.
I usually don't like citing this website, but there's a fan theory on Reddit that speculates that the possible curse of the episode is that Star and Marco are wondering the fact that they're like paired together is in itself the curse. Like it's almost like they're forced into, relationship because the Blood
Okay.
Moon bonded their souls. Hence why they're coming back here. I kind of laughed when I heard the whole recreation theory. I know some people really take it seriously, and I know, it's a, common trope. I'm just wondering though, do you have to get everybody to come back to to recreate it? Because as you could see behind Sarmargo, they have all these guests, so it's like, what do the invitations look like? Because,
Nah.
like, the Blood Moon Ball only comes once every 667 years. And now it's, like, what, a year after the Blood Moon Ball? And they have to come back?
I'd feel like it'd be more so important that they themselves are there rather than whoever was present be there again.
Mm,
Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure Tom isn't the only one who held the ball.
yeah.
Because
I,
it seems more of like an overall type of thing where various different places have it.
mhm. Yeah, and honest to God, there's a couple things in this theory that I'm still kind of scratching my head over. But I do say it is a good possible theory that maybe they're wondering, ooh, is the curse just the fact that they're together right now? As of right now, Star and Marco are at best like indecisive about relationship.
Yeah, because even though they have shown interest in each other, they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
That's for
Star
sure.
especially. But But the theory then says maybe it's possible they find out that the twist is that no, it's not a curse. They genuinely do sort of feel for each other. It mentions
Yeah.
that in chapter 11, the My Thoughts on Marco,
Mm-hmm.
that it says that now the person that came up with this theory is saying that at, that this person thinks that Star and Marco do have legitimate feelings because in the in the My Thoughts on Marco entry, Star says that she's never felt this way about another person, basically. And the theory is that, oh well, this entry was written before the Blood Moon Ball. But the thing about that though is the very end of the entry mentions Star talking about how she thinks that Marco sort of crashed the Blood Moon Ball, but she enjoyed dancing with him. So that's where I'm like, like
Well,
just
I
the
don't even think that that would play in whether or not it was before or after, because the point still stands there.
It's
You
just that
know.
after the Blood Moon Ball, it becomes much more of a gray area because it's like, well, it's after their souls have been bonded, you know?
True. True.
Yeah. So it's kind
Well,
of.
that could have just also been what pushed her to actually acknowledge those feelings, and she already had them.
Hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, this episode has just been literally shrouded in mystery, and I definitely like where it's coming. There was something about this other theory. I'm trying to remember what it was, like just in terms of like the it's possible the twist. It turns out that Star and Marco, they do legitimately, with each other. It's not that the curse, literally just like forced them together.
I wouldn't believe that they would leave it like a complete actual curse. Um, Simply because there's still uh, there's still a strongly positive context or connotation to the blood moon ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I wouldn't believe that they just leave it completely. To just like switch it 180 and leave it in a completely negative context. Um, though I could see this working mainly because it shows that it's not just about oh they love each other or they're going to be together, but it's kind of like yes, and what does that imply?
Yeah.
Which is I feel makes for a good episode. It makes for uh, possibly a good opportunity to comment on how relationships work, which I could definitely see the show doing.
Care to emphasize as the one who's in a relationship yourself?
It could just end up doing that. Like I'm not saying that the Darren FC is like straight up wanting to be like, oh yeah, no, it's not all just fun and games, kids.
Mm-hmm.
But in the context of the show, we're talking about Star.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, she's got a lot of her plate, right, a lot on her plate right now, and if she is going to have a partner, that partner isn't just going to have to be okay with the problem she has.
Mm-hmm.
That's just going to be part of it. They also have to know how to help and be capable of helping,
Mm-hmm.
because they're going to go through all of that with her.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's Marco is going to have to do that. And we've already seen him do that. He's not bailed out at all. In fact, he's become even more close to Star
Yeah.
through the adversities that they've had. And I think that's part of what they're getting at right here.
Oh, here comes Eric.
Hi, Eric. I'm doing hi. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. Continue.
Thank you.
We're now returning to your regularly
Right.
scheduled program.
Awesome,
Thank you,
Eric.
Eric. That's my bro. So I mean, I think I've possibly mentioned that I used to. I was previously like about maybe a year and a half, or maybe even 2 years ago. I was attempting a relationship with someone else,
Mm-hmm.
and like not the person I'm with right now at all. And the main problem ended up being that well, yeah, I just couldn't help them with the issues that they had. And I think this plays in really well. Like, it's not either me nor them being necessarily bad, being necessarily good. It's just like we didn't provide each other with what the other person needed. And we definitely see that happening right now with Star and Marco. You have them coming closer, figuring out how to fix problems and fixing it together.
Mm-hmm.
Not one person fixing it for the other, not one person fixing it for themselves, not another person just watching the other fix their own problems. They're pulling in everything they got together and just gonna be like, yeah. And if you look at Tom doesn't seem to have a really good kind of like I don't know how to say this, because I would say sense of empathy, but it's really not all the way up there, because obviously he does, like, he can feel bad for people, but he's not pushed to act upon that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you look at how he reacts to Marco having issues or blah blah blah, like when he found out that he screwed up Marco, I don't remember what it was.
Was it Mr. Candle Carries?
I think so. Yes. When they connected it to him, and he's like, "Oh shoot, I'm sorry." He didn't even try to help, even though it was his own fault that happened.
Mm-hmm.
He was just kind of like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't hate you anymore. Please. Good luck. Okay. Bye." So now let's think about how this haul would have worked out if Star did just end up with Tom. Or like it was Tom and Marco's place. Not necessarily even that they were in a relationship, because they have been, but it's basically been like they weren't. We would not have had the development that we do right now. It would mainly been Tom just sitting in his lair like, okay, cool. Which is what he's been doing anyway.
Yeah, playing games with what looks like a Super Nintendo controller.
Yeah, and that would have ended up really badly. Like, I don't know if they'd even be able to continue the show like that, which is obviously why they didn't go with that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm getting at, where the curse isn't necessarily a full-on curse, but it's more realizing the responsibility that comes with having a relationship with another person.
Yeah, I see. Although,
I feel like that was really long-winded, but there you go, guys!
Mm-hmm. But how would it connect to Star Marco going back to the Blood Moon Ball?
Because I think if you look at how it originally happened, it was kind of like, was it an accident?
Mm-hmm.
Is it for real? Was it a mistake? And what better way to solidify it than doing it again?
The flag will tell you otherwise. seriously though, if I go to the Gallery Nucleus event, I want to find some way to wave this flag around.
I feel like there should be a bigger one. We should come up with like a bigger one, and we could just have like two people or like one person be like, ah!
like it's an Olympic opening ceremony where they get somebody to wave the really big flag. But yeah. So, what were you saying? In terms of like going back to.
Oh yeah. Well, it could just be a good opportunity to solidify and
Oh, I remember the fan theory suggests the reason they're dancing again is because remember in Blood Moon Ball, like Tom kind of interrupted the dance when he pushed Marco away.
Oh my God! Like, yes, and that absolutely explains it.
Actually, yeah, that actually could make for a really interesting episode. Like, think about it in terms of it starts off with them thinking that are we just together because the blood moon is like forcing us together, and then for some reason they figure out that no, they genuine it is genuine, and then they go back to the blood moon ball and finish their dance, and voila.
Here's the thing. Here's how I see it breaking down. Okay, one. They got pushed out, and that could potentially be a problem because it'd be like, this needs to happen. Like, Blood Moon's up there being like, I'm going to hitch these two idiots together if it's the last thing I do. Now, how does an entity like that actually let them know, hey, you need to do this thing, guys? It's going to mess with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to mess with them. So... they could have another instance where they just have really horrible mojo, things are going really wrong, and they're like, what's going on? And then they realize, and something pops up, something comes up to their face and say, hey, guys, remember this? You didn't finish it. Please do.
Do you know who would probably be the one to tell them?
Who?
The ship captain.
Yes! I can see that where Marco just ends up in the same room with the picture and he's like, do it again. Oh, I can totally see that. But then that would, because here's the thing. Obviously, I still see the rest of what I just explained working into it all. But if you just have an episode where you just do it for that sake and not have any kind of any sort of initiator or something pushing them to do it, it could seem just kind of a little weird, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I like to know, unless it really is just going to be like the ship captain. It's
but then that's why I'm thinking, it's basically as if the blood moon is pissed, it's messing with them, things are going awry, and so in order to make things act normally, which would explain why it's a curse, right? Because it's messing with them. Stuff goes, in general, in situations like this, at least how I've seen them manifested in a realistic way, it's things go missing, huge events in your life go wrong, stuff like that. In a show, you could possibly even see it if you guys don't know, I kind of look into witchcraft, just thingy. But anyway, in a TV show, we could see something even more drastic, the Earth is possible, the ground is probably ripping apart, stuff's coming out, oh shit, things can go down. So something I feel like something in between, I don't know, another creature pops up, or a volcano wants to erupt or something. Something goes wrong with Tom's realm, maybe. Which would explain why the people in the ball would be interested, because it's his people. I don't know. All kinds of things can happen.
Yeah, but I'm just still trying to think, because I would imagine the way they go back would be done in a much more subtle sort of a way. Although I'm pretty sure that some Starco shippers are just crack open a hole on the Earth and then they go back.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
I can see that. I can see that.
it's like,
You're like,
ah.
okay.
Although that being said, I will admit, and then what? They just end up in the same outfits they wore at the Blood Moon Ball.
No, at that point it would be obvious. Like they figure out what the cause of it is, and they're like, "Okay, let's do this."
Mm-hmm.
Put on the outfit themselves and do the dance.
It would be a perfect opportunity for Marco to pull I forgot the name of the actor, but when that lead character from Footloose says, "Let's dance."
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want that to happen, but it's just like it's like the perfect opportunity, but it's really cheesy at the same time.
I feel like he'd pull more of like a tuxedo mask where it's just like, whoosh, you know.
Yeah, nice Sailor Moon reference.
Yeah.
But I do like where this theory is going. It's just working out the execution is just kind of,
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
I feel like like it would be extremely interesting if it's Tom who has to let them know, hey guys, we have to do this again, and you have to dance.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be like a big thing. Like, whoa,
Tom is the one.
Tom is saying this. Like, oh shoot.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty interesting. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Tom is cool with like Star and Marco getting together, but in the episode Conquer, remember when he found out that Tom kissed Star? I mean, Marco kissed Star?
Mhm.
And
I think he was pretty chill about it.
Mm-hmm. Like he was disappointed, but it wasn't like he was like going ape shit and be like, yeah, Marco.
Right. And the other thing is that in the situation that that I'm imagining, it would be that he needs it because otherwise, like, something really bad is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be in his best interest either way, where he would have to put away his ego in all shapes, forms, and sizes to say, you know what, we need to do this. Doesn't matter. Just do it. Whatever happens, happens.
Why does this sound like a Makoto Shinkai movie?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I just think in catastrophic event and that could only be solved by two lead characters that are possibly in a relationship. I'm just like, this is like something Makoto Shinkai would come up with. The
Yeah,
guy who
I could
directed
see
Your
that.
Name.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like, what you're going with, Gabby. Makes a lot of sense. But, but it's just that me personally, I'm trying to work out the logistics of it. And also, I would imagine it would be done in like a more subtle, like kind of way. Not in terms of catastrophic event. You have to dance. You have to dance.
Maybe not, but something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying like the end of everything and anything.
Mm-hmm.
But just something drastic enough where they have to actually pay attention to it.
Because
say,
I
okay,
like,
let's do
the
it.
ingredients are definitely there, just in terms of Marco and Star not being sure this is a curse, and then they figure out, no, we genuinely like each other, and they, have to do this dance to complete it. I guess the only thing, though, if it's to stop a catastrophic event, then it goes back into that sort of area of, but then it feels like they're doing this dance to stop a catastrophic event, not in terms of like their genuine feelings.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, that's the motive, but then through that they figure out, okay, yes, we do legitimately care about each other.
Mm-hmm. Because I could see, it's kind of like what you said earlier about how Star and Marco figure that they, work well together. Like, maybe it could be through that, I guess you could say.
Exactly. Well, they get the opportunity to look at each other in that light one more time.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I think that's adorable.
Yeah, same here.
Yay!
If somebody would like to write a Starco anthem, please let me know. And I'm sure I'm driving my sister crazy because she doesn't like Star.
Is she giving you the look?
The G-rated version, yes.
Ah, here comes the smolder.
Oh,
I like how you just pull out the flag. It's just like, here, have some more.
yeah. But anyway, we gotta move on.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Oh God, there's more. But wait, there's more.
hmm Well, there's a couple more. Next one is honestly kind of freaky. Eclipsa,
Yes.
which we saw
Oh
in the
my
trailers. She's using magic with, well, now it's her wand.
Wait. It is.
Yeah, don't you remember at the end of season 3? Star hands over, hands the wand over to Eclipsa, and we've seen her do magic in the, trailers. Like, there's one where she's, like, controlling a bunch of flowers.
Right. Yeah. No. That's. I remember that.
Yeah, but I wanted to bring up this particular one mainly because look at like Eclipse's eyes in this particular screenshot. Like, look at the
Yeah,
very purplish eyes.
I'm interested to find out what that means.
And the closest connection I could make with this is, remember in, forgot the name of the episode, the one where Glossaric goes to the Magic High Commission?
Sorry, I'm hearing like this really weird thing coming from my house. Oh, okay, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I mean, remember the season 2 episode where Glossaric goes to the Magic High Commission, and Star's very tempted to go look up the dark spells in the Magic Book of Spells,
Oh, yes.
and she
Yes.
was like, it's no big deal. But look at Marco, and Marco is like floating, and he's got this really crazed look, and he has the purple eyes.
He did that?
Yeah, don't you remember?
Oh, whoa.
Hold on, let me I'll show you. Oh, I think it was Page Turner where, she was looking through the book. See if I could pull.
I know. I remember. Star being interested in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
but then
I think and Marco ended up having to do it.
like it was like Star was like, I didn't see anything too much interesting, but look at Marco and he's like floating and he has those really purple eyes.
Oh God. That sounds like it then. Well, what did it end up doing?
That's just where the episode ends. Literally.
And that's the question.
Yeah. So it's like, because we've already seen Eclipsa dip down. Well, we've seen, Moon and Star also dip down. And we know that when you dip down, it's kind of like the Avatar state from Avatar.
Right, yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. So I guess it becomes a question of, but what does it mean when they get that purple dark? Like I think it's pretty clear that when they get the purple eyes, it implies the dark, has to do with the dark spells.
Yeah.
That
would make sense. What
Yeah. I mean, just oh my God, Marco looks even worse than that. Remember this?
I don't. Why? What the heck?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really get much beyond that. I'm surprised this isn't really... I don't hear this being discussed as much in the Star fandom. But it's just like, Marco was also looking through the Magic Book of Spells, and when he got to the Dark Spells part, he's floating, and he's got those really purple eyes. So it's just like, what the heck is going on? And I think that's, as far as I know, the only precedent we have for this particular scene.
I would agree. So hopefully it's just extremely powerful and not something legitimately straight up bad.
Yeah. Or is it gonna be like some ultra dark spell that Eclipsa comes out with?
The question would be how?
Yeah.
Like in
Because
what like for what? More like with what purpose?
because up until now we know that ooh,
Pardon me, sorry. You
are we
being a
good?
dork. Yeah, they were good.
Okay. But up until now we basically know that when one of the star characters dip down, it's like, they do basically do spells they normally can't do. Like when Star is able to go through that sort of a portal in what was the name of the episode again? Where she's dipping down, trying to rescue Glossaric?
Um, I remember the episode, but I don't remember what it's called.
But anyway, you get the point,
Yeah,
Oh, I think it's Raid the Cave or something like that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, really intense moment, I might add. So basically, we know, okay, that's basically what happens when they dip down. The question is, what happens when, like, Eclipsa gets, purple eyes, or, well, anybody, what happens? Does that mean they're going to unleash some kind of really crazy dark spell?
More likely than not. Well, I'm hoping that's just the aesthetic of her magic.
Mm-hmm.
I really am.
I mean, it's possible too. Again, mainly bring this up because the last time we saw a character with purple eyes, we got scary Marco. So, so yeah, hopefully it is aesthetic. Would be kind of crazy though. We might even get
Oh
like some
yeah.
closure in terms of what happened in this, like, really, I guess you could say, small scene. Just in terms of, oh, what does it do?
Oh yeah. Like that would explain why that happened. Or at
Yeah.
least give some clues. So
So,
yes, yay, more clips! I can't wait.
mm-hmm. Wondering if we'll get more scenes of her eating chocolate. We didn't really see her eating chocolate since like the close to beginning of season 3.
Oh, I know. Well, probably because she's being like they're just kind of like putting it as like she's eating it at random moments where we're not looking at her.
I see. Because I remember that was like the one big joke, like, surrounding Eclipse when we were first introduced to her, and that, oh, she really likes chocolate.
Chocolate.
In fact, yeah, I might have told you before, one of my commenters literally typed B4.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, this is definitely a lot of fun. And I guess we'll end it off here with yet another Starco-ish image. The scene where... What is Star Marco doing? But it looks like they're eating... looks like some kind of meal by candlelight.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yep. And it looks
I was like, wait, what? It's like some sort of purple thing in the bowls.
Well, we don't really know, but it looks like it's set in the Monster Temple, is it? Because, with the lights.
Yeah, it could be.
Mm-hmm. It's really funny. I think I didn't word this really correctly in my last video, but I said that I was kind of wondering, could you imagine if this was like the very last scene in Star Season 4? And one of my commenters, to her credit, she was being chill. She was like, I think these teasers are only showing scenes from like the first half of the season.
Right, yeah.
It was, for me, it was just more that I mentioned in the idea, because I talked about before, it would be kind of nice if Star ended on like kind of a much more like subtle note, like if Star and Marco get together. It doesn't end on like a dramatic, because like I always tossed around the idea, what would happen if like Star and Marco got like together towards the end of the series and we got a few episodes of them in a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Aww. That would
Rather
be
than
nice.
ending it on a really big kiss like shows like Avatar and Danny Phantom. Not that I hate, it's not that I say I hate those ideas, I'm just saying, it would be nice to end on a more like subtle note.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But what do you think is going on here? I mean, a lot of people are saying, ooh, they're on their first date!
I mean, that's kind of what I thought at first, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if it has something to do with the episode, Curse of the Blood Moon.
Huh. What if this is
'Cause that
actually...
could.
What if this is like the ending scene of Curse of the Blood Moon?
That would be cool. I would be
Mm-hmm.
down for that.
And for once, we get a mid-season ending that was actually happy.
Yay!
Yeah.
Or they could just be, chilling, eating,
Yeah.
having a good time.
But it's just, but I don't know. I just see this scene and I just picture like Darren FC, Adam McArthur, oh Adam especially, just like putting their hands together and be like, yeah. So, but I don't know. It's like I'm trying to like make the puzzle pieces fit with this scene, just in terms of what's going on. Well, we know what's going on. Or like, where is it taking place? Which episode
Yeah,
is this?
because there's barely anything to go off of. Like, I couldn't even quite tell what they were saying at that point, but they do say something.
They just say cheers when their spoons like touch.
Huh. There you go. Food! Yay!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, would be cute
Well,
though.
I mellowed out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, would be kind of cute though if like cosplayers started like recreating the scene.
That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. One of my Twitter followers, like I was chatting with her last night, and she was like talking about the upcoming Blood Moon Ball event, the Gallery Nucleus, and said it would be funny if like actual couples like formed because of that event.
Aw, that would be adorable.
Yeah.
I hope that happens. That should happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny though, because like even my cousin Anna was like, "Oh, I want you to go to this event. I mean, you might even get a date going." And I'm just like, who knows? I mean, I am gonna cosplay as Blood Moon Marco like I've done in the past, but it's just like,
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know. Not much to say about the scene other than looks like
It's adorable,
like it's a cute
and I
scene.
want to find out what it means.
Yeah, I'm just like kind of suggesting it would be cool if it was like the ending of this or that, but it's
We'll
really
see.
like hard to say.
It is.
But it
Is that
does.
gonna be a thing now? Is that just gonna be a thing? Or you
Maybe.
just pull out the flag?
Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay.
Like for like just a little thing about you guys. The only reason I started doing these shipping flags was because I'm really fascinated by the flag designs of Canadian provinces.
Oh.
I don't know. Like I saw like for this particular flag, for example, you know how the Canadian flag is two red bars on the sides and the maple leaf?
Yeah.
I saw one of the alternative designs just putting the bars on the top and the bottom.
Oh.
But anyway, as for this scene, looks like a cute scene. Would be nice if it was like Starco related. But it could just be them chilling, because at the very end of this particular teaser, Star's just kind of like lounging, eating, the food on her spoon. And I think Mark was doing the same, so who knows? I mean,
but that's totally a couple thing too. Like, you asked me what I want to do with my partner, be a freaking couch potato and eat food.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool. So, I guess we'll end it off here. Gaby, were there any other scenes from the teasers you wanted to bring up?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, because I honestly can't think of much. I know there's some that, we kind of glossed over, but I felt these were the ones I wanted to bring up that were kind of the more eye-catching ones.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Then also I didn't want to make this discussion go on for like 3 hours or some kind of really
I think it's already been almost an hour and a half.
It's actually been like almost 100 minutes according to my
oh
OBS
jeez.
Yeah. I mean, it would be really crazy. What if it turns out like when these episodes do come out, our actual discussion isn't nearly as long as this video?
Oh wow. That would, I don't know, that could happen.
Yeah. I
Could
mean, I guess
happen.
that's what happens because when you have speculation, you have, a pool of ideas to play with. Whereas when you watch the actual episodes, it kind
It's
of limits
like,
it just in the sense of this is actually what happened.
yeah, and again, I think one of the things that happens a lot is trying to apply meaning into everything and anything that happens in something, whether it's like a book or a show or a song.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to keep in mind, like, we could speculate if it means anything, but we also have to keep in mind it could have just happened out of randomness as well.
Yeah.
Like, I like to pull out the anecdote back in high school where they made us read Lord of the Flies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was the next day after we started the book, the teacher is all like, "Oh yes, and we need to pay attention to why specifically. Um, the author decided not to have girls," and she comes up with like this completely weird theory. I don't even remember what it was, but I just raised my hand and I'm like, Teach, I actually found a copy, like an audio book where he himself introduces the book and reads it. And he says he's had that question asked, and he said the only reason because he didn't want sex. Sometimes it's as simple as that.
Yeah, I see.
so,
It's
so
kind of.
don't get, don't wrap your head too tightly around any concept. Fluidity, always
Yeah,
fluidity.
especially the animation and the fandom. I mean, not saying everybody is like that, but I'm just saying for like the 1% of people who go too far.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely,
apparently I
absolutely.
heard, I mean, this is from a Watch Mojo, but so I don't know if it's valid. I heard somewhere that, like, for the Katang ship in Avatar, somebody actually did, like, a fan art of Katara being pregnant or something like that.
Um, I know there's a fetish type deal where they give characters pot bellies, and it's portrayed as attractive.
Even then, it's just like, especially if it's Katara when
Yeah,
she's
it's
still a
creepy.
teen, it's just like, But,
Yeah, it's very creepy. I don't like it.
yeah,
I
no.
came across it because of YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, and YouTube is also the home of where you can find Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life.
But Shrek is love. Shrek is life, okay?
Have you watched that video, Gabby?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, but
Flashbacks.
now we're getting like we're going all over the place ourselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess we'll end it off here. I'm trying to see if there's anything in the live chat that we haven't discussed.
Oh yeah, there's been a live chat running this whole time. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I said in the beginning that we would address the live chat closer to the end. Not much. I feel like we covered the live chat as good as we could.
Hmm.
So I guess
I'm gonna take a look at the other promo, just real quick, in
mm-hmm.
order to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, here we go.
Is it the one that starts with Buff Marco?
Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I saw something with Ponyhead.
Is it the one where I think she's eating cupcakes?
Is it? Okay. Why did... Oh, wow, yeah, it is. Apparently, Star just stuffed Ponyhead's mouth with a cupcake. That sounds like it should sound wrong. That sounds really wrong out of context.
Yeah, I don't know.
Aww. And funny enough, that the last image we ended on was what the promo ended on, which I think is fitting. Alright, well, I guess that is it then.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yes, thank you, Star Community, for joining us. Hope you enjoyed our nearly 2-hour discussion. Definitely excited for your Season 4 coming out, and we will be at the Blood Moon Ball Gallery Nucleus event.
Hope to see you guys there, too.
Yep, hope to see you guys there, too. So, ended off here very excited. So, until next time, this has been Gaby and Blood Moon Bobby, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye!
Bye.